Hello everybody and welcome to Wise Warrior's Path. Now, I've been watching some videos lately that have been rather disturbing. And one of these videos was actually by Queer Kid Stuff. Well, all the videos that Queer Kid Stuff shares is kind of disturbing and very weird. And I saw this video called Kids React to Queer Kid Stuff. And then it says ... arrest ... And that video kind of really showed how kids react to that stuff. You know, more proof that kids themselves pick up on these things, and it's weird. And those kids look very healthy. They look like normal kids. They didn't look like abused kids. They look like kids who were simply saying, "Wow, that's weird. This is creepy." And in the video, it showed a scenario where the person who was the host of Queer Kid Stuff got arrested. And I'm not, promoting the arrest of this person or wish any harm for this person, but I'm going to say that this person obviously is probably not the only person involved in Queer Kid Stuff. And I think that these people who are promoting this are not doing something that's very good. And I'm just trying to approach this video, this explanation, in a way where I'm not just freaking out and saying, "Oh my god, this is up." You know what I'm saying? Just going nuts on it. No, what I just want to say is that this is very disturbing. Yes, and it is wrong. Yes, it is. But just like there's other stuff going on there that really needs to be looked at. And one video that was commented on by a Call for an Uprising and other people, quite a bit of people actually, was with this transgender character that had long hair and had like a beard and stuff like that, and was just singing to the kids and saying that it's okay to be this, it's okay to be that. And it was very creepy. It was very disturbing. I don't think that any child that would see that would think that's normal, unless you condition that child to think that's normal. And I guess that's what these people are trying to do. And it's not just about disturbing the norm of society and ruining the way traditions are. No, this is very wrong. It's promoting a thing that is not appropriate. Instead of just talking to kids about sexuality and masturbation and stuff, like other videos out there, like Parents Explain Masturbation, which was a very disturbing video because of the way that these people were approaching the kids, talking to the kids. They had sex toys. They're XXX sex toys, and lubrications and stuff like that, and tissues. And these kids look like they didn't, they're not really the age to even get erections or those kind of desires. So it's basically almost like an indoctrination, and that was really disturbing. And this kind of plays into it. And that actually made a video, you can see in the link below, that was like I said, I'm not trying to make these videos trying to hate anybody, or what I'm saying, trying to single people out. But these particular agendas that are behind what's influencing these people to influence us, for whatever motive these people want to make these channels, this is the world that they live in. These people, I believe that they're victims, and they're truly not aware of what's actually really happening. What's happening with our food, what's happening with our air quality, what's being pumped into our skies, the reasons, what our media is actually doing, what's driving our media, what's driving our current education system. These people are not seeing that there's something that's not normal happening. Why? Because their normality has probably been lost a long time ago, or that is their normality, because that's what they've been grown up in, that's what they've been raised in. Also the way that they learn things, the way that they've seen things, the way that they have experienced things, cause them not to, see the broader picture, what's really happening. And there's a lot of negative invasions, there's a lot of bad things happening with our science, what it's doing, what it's investing in. It's beyond just people's, basic Christian beliefs, or whatever you want to call it, or people who are being bigots or hateful or whatnot. A lot of the reasons that, these media platforms are giving out, saying that anybody who challenges is just being negative. But clearly you're seeing the votes, you're seeing the people who don't support that stuff, and the people who support the people who are in reality talking out against this stuff. And then you're seeing things like YouTube nowadays demonetizing people, easily giving people flags and strikes over their just basic opinions, while monetizing other content that is literally offensive to the majority of the population. basically catering to a small part of the population, very small part, like a microscopic part of the population, and because they may find money in that, they may find better publicity, they may find a way to control people better. Whatever the reasons are, they are happening, and people who are in reality, study politics, study history, just study in general how humans behave. They're gonna see that humans have to have limitations, yes, with laws and everything, but we also got to have limitations for ourselves. It's not just about morals and how we act and what it's told to us is right or wrong. No, it's what we can see. Like, even nature shows that there's a way that we should be. And of course, as human beings, we're able to discover things, we're able to just take things to the extra level, analyze things in a way that nothing else can. Humans are extremely intelligent. We're made intelligent. And there's a very large part of the population that looks at these things and they don't agree with them. They don't want their kids seeing this stuff. They don't want their kids being influenced by this stuff. So if you're hearing by my video, like I said, I'm not trying to, go all crazy on these people. I'm not desensitized to this. I am very offended. I am very disturbed by it. But I want to make an approach that everybody can see, that everybody can understand. And people think this is very wrong. They know this is wrong. It is wrong. And, people have their own world. People want to have their own thing. But when they're trying to target kids in specific, trying to bring kids who have nothing to do with this, they don't want to focus on this stuff. Clearly, you're seeing the reactions of kids when they're watching these videos. When you talk to your kids, when you show your neighbors' kids this stuff, if you're even allowed to show your neighbors' kids stuff without them coming to your door and yelling at you for it. This stuff is more than just offensive. It's wrong. And the videos that I've been seeing lately, especially with that transgender thing on queer kid stuff, that was a little bit disturbing, with this song called It's Okay to Be Gay, lip sync featuring Mrs. Drag queen stuff. Oh, wait a second, drag queer kid stuff. I'll actually put the link below, and I'll also put the link to Parents Explain Masturbation. And I just want you to look at the way these people are talking to our kids. And with that Parents Explain Masturbation, that was very disturbing. It's not just like what they're saying. It's the subject matter. It's the way that they're approaching the kids. It's the way that they're explaining these things to the kids. And you see the reaction of these kids. You see their faces. Like, the majority of them don't agree with it. They don't understand really what's happening. And obviously, before you bring those kids on there, you got to almost condition them into that stuff. Or I don't know how those meetings were set up. I don't have the details on that. But when I see it, I see that a lot of those kids were very uncomfortable. Other kids not know really like what was happening. I was like, what? One of the guys were just looking at the kid very weird. I had to stop the video at the first minute. But in the first minute, it was just showing so much like sexual perversion. And it's not just perversion for the people who get offended. It's how he was talking to the kids, the way he was looking at the kid. It's almost like talking to a girlfriend. It was very beyond weird. It was very provocative, and it's almost like indoctrinating these children before they really understand what's going on. And also other people were like explaining to the other kids, this one woman just telling the kid how, this makes you feel good and stuff like that. It's just the way they were explaining it. You watch the video for yourself. You can see the link below, and you can see that when I'm explaining this stuff, I'm really trying not to be, prejudiced or say anything offensive. I don't want to say anything offensive, but you can see that I'm very disturbed by it, and I don't accept it. And a lot of people who have shown this to, my friends and everything, they've seen this stuff for themselves. Actually, they actually showed me the reaction video on the queer kid stuff, and they're like, this is weird. You know what I'm saying? I'm even showing people who support LGBT, and they're like, this is weird. No, this is kind of messed up. I don't like that. I think that this thing is being represented in a way that is very invasive, and clearly it's not working for anybody. The majority of people are disagreeing. Even people who are trying to fight for gay rights are seeing this stuff, and they're like, whoa. This is creepy, man. This is actually trying to transform society, when, let's just say, some people may have their preferences. And, society doesn't even have to agree with those people's preferences. Especially when they're trying to influence your kids, especially when they're trying to put this in schools and stuff like that, make gender neutral bath, just, destroy normality. And right now, the way politics is going is very beyond immature. It's tyranny onto other countries. It's destroying other countries. It's causing mass immigrations. It's messing with people's worlds, homes, just lives in general. And then we begin to actually study what's going on. We begin to read between the lines, actually see the documentation, what's behind these laws, what's influencing them, what's the aim of these laws, what's the aim of these invasions, what's actually happened, how have these people lost, what have these people actually gained by hurting these people. And you're going to see that, yeah, it's tyranny. It's people that are doing what they shouldn't be doing. It's criminals. Now, I'm not trying to apply this to, you know, people just wanting to be gay. I'm saying that that's what it's all connected to. There's a lot of stuff that is very unclear amongst a lot of stuff that is very disturbing. And it's all aiming to almost control populations, to split them up, to split their ability to have common sense, so that they can tell you almost what common sense should be. And clearly, this is happening. You can see it. It's clear as day. So I'm not trying to be prejudiced. I'm not trying to be mean. Clearly, you can see right here that I really try to be as respectful as I bloody can. But this is unacceptable. And I'm not saying this in a sense like, you know, people should understand, analyze the petition. No, this is totally unacceptable. It has to stop. We have to begin to not just petition against YouTube, but begin to talk to our neighbors and make an effect directly by influencing our kids. Clearly, our kids are on the front line of these weird agendas. And the people that are propagating these things, I'm not talking about the direct people who look like victims. You know, people who are transforming themselves and actually like suffering through this stuff, and they think it's good for them. But in the long run, you know, that's their lives. They're like taking away the ability to have kids, the ability to raise kids, the ability to be able to express yourself freely, you know, the ability to be able to feel comfortable in as what you were born as. You know, I suggest that these people who are actually directly making these films and commenting on this stuff to truly look at what they're doing, and for themselves not support this. You know, do something else in life. Like try to turn your life around. Do something different. And I'm not trying to judge these people or bring them down, but it's true. They're bringing our society down and judging us because we don't accept it. Saying that we're hateful. That's inappropriate. That is hateful within itself. If people don't accept it, people simply don't accept it. While these people are making commercials saying that, oh, it's no longer you and me, it's we. I don't think so. It's going to be me and it's going to be you, how you want to be you, and how I want to be me for myself. No, it's not going to be we. Absolutely not. I am going to also be comfortable with my faith. If I want to be Christian, I'm going to be Christian. If a person wants to be Muslim to their own version, they're going to be Muslim to their own version. As long as that they're in our systems, the ones that we have here, you respect human life. You know what I'm saying? You respect people's rights. If someone, let's just say, wants to be gay, you leave them alone. They're going to have some gay pride parade. Okay, they go do their thing over there. But when it comes to literally our schools, our politics, our laws and everything, and you begin to literally like twist them on to the rest of the population in order to cater to not just a small minority, but to a small minority that is being populated, I mean, I'm sorry, a small minority that is being manipulated by a very tiny percentage of our population that has too much power. And they're not even like making these people influence like this so that they can do positive for them. It's almost like controlling them, manipulating them. And those are very serious things. What I'm saying are not just serious accusations, they're facts. That is happening. And we gotta seriously begin to turn this stuff back. A lot of people maybe feel scared or whatever. Maybe you gotta stop feeling scared and just look at things for what they are. And be a little bit more cooperative with people's concerns and stuff too. You know, like society, clearly as human beings, our species, what we are, whatever you think we are. You know, people think that we're created by God. We are created by God as far as I'm concerned. But we are not made to do these kind of things. Some people want to do them, they're going to go do them. And also, no one has the right to put, you know, poisons in our air to, you know, and say that the reasons are for fighting, you know, global warming and stuff like that. When in reality, they're dropping like tons of aluminum on everything. You're getting bees and little animals and stuff that are showing signs of Alzheimer's, like dementia and stuff like that. And where do you think all that stuff is coming from? You know, those chemtrails. And then you look at genetically modified food. They're turning on genes, turning off genes. And then it's also rumored, not just rumored, but the fact that it's aiding in let's just say, people feeling like girls when they're not supposed to be, because they're boys, or girls feeling like boys when they're not supposed to be because they're girls, because there's hormones that are being messed with in our food, and it's being done on purpose, or negligence is being done on purpose to make that result. So people got to begin to look at that, you know, like kids who hear this, or young kids in particular, I'm sorry, like young adults, like, or teenagers who hear this and are kind of been indoctrinated by this a little bit, you know what I'm saying? They're got like addressing themselves with these pronouns, rather than just saying, okay, you know, I decided to be gay, that's what I am. You know, like right now we got all these weird, shady places, or media sources, or whatever they are, along with our school's education system. Basically, it's like an agenda. It's not just people just saying, oh, this is my pronoun. No, it's basically people repeating what they've been conditioned to repeat. And that right there is something serious. That's not normal. That's not under consent. That's not like something that's democratic or whatever you want to call it. It's basically like a form of tyranny that is being done, like, you know, behind our backs, without our knowledge, without us being able to understand. Look at the media, look at the way that it works. It's very powerful. Those movies, those sounds, those scenes, they're made like that for a reason, and they're not just made for entertainment. You know, they're made by people who study the human mind, how people react to things. You know, so I don't want to install any sort of like paranoia or any sort of like delusion on things that are not happening. But what I'm saying are basically facts. You know, apart from, let's just say, maybe I got tongue-tied or said some things that maybe were wrong. But what I'm telling you is right. You look at it for yourself, and these are the conclusions. You know, you look at a lot of what mainstream's saying, and it's like BS. You begin to study it, vet it for yourself. You know, people who are educated and kind of understand things a little better look at it as, this is dumb. But look how our kids are reacting to it. So I would say that our kids right now are the most vulnerable to all these things, because us as adults, we understand these things, but our kids don't. And I was a kid, you were a kid, and if you're like, let's just say like 30 years old, 25, even 20, you know, you remember, you know, how hard it was as a kid to have discernment, to you know, dig through what is right or wrong. You know, when you lie, when you steal, or you do things that you're not supposed to, but you don't understand. And then as you get older, you begin to realize that, well, what these people are doing is that they're teaching our kids never to realize it when they grow older, but to think it's actually normal when it's not normal. And that is actually like a downfall to society. And the whole planet's not going to be receptive to those kind of things. People, other cultures are already starting to react to these things. They don't like these things at all. And then there's some people who, you know, they do support these things. They like these things. Or, you know, they think that they're supporting something good. But often they don't realize how they're being manipulated. It's not for their own good. There's something else that is happening. So all of a sudden rising in this gay culture and LGBT, that's not normal. That's not like normal. It's not just people that are rebelling and finally, you know, hatching for, no. There's something going on here. And we got to begin to address it. And we got to begin to push these things back in a proper way. More than petitions. It starts through our awareness. We got to influence our laws, everything, and just start pushing this back in a proper way. And assertively too. Stand your ground. Be respectful, but at the same time, be assertive. So for Wise Warriors Path, this is my video on this queer kid stuff channel. And my opinion on basically the whole thing in general. I don't like how they're promoting themselves. I don't like how they promote this LGBT, this flag and stuff like that. Just symbolisms and things that, it's like we're not creating these things for ourselves. These are obviously things that are being manufactured and made and created like that. And I don't want to have any delusion at all, or I'm not going to say anything in particular about the people who are hosting these things. A lot of these people just do these things. And there's a lot of people that are in these LGBT things and part of these movements who basically believe in what they're doing. And I'm not going to only say, oh, they've been indoctrinated. No, they believe in what they're doing. So I'm not going to go there and just be like, oh, look at that piece of... no, I'm just going to say, look at that. And look at that for yourselves. If one of you happen to watch this video, don't get offended, man. Just take the feedback. Really look at it. Really assess and break it down. And don't just try to find a way around it. If the facts are there, the facts are there. You know, like there's stuff that is happening that is not normal. Don't allow yourselves to be sucked into that. And if you were sucked into that, it's time to crawl out. You know what I'm saying? Don't go down a path that you can't turn around from. And I'm just giving that as a proper moral warning, you know, like, look at that for yourselves. Don't go down those paths for yourselves. Anyways, for Wise Warriors Path, once again, subscribe, leave your feedback below, share these videos with people who you care about. This is very important, these messages, I believe. Very important. And I've really made the effort to tone it down, to try a different approach. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been hearing trolls as well, you know, saying that I'm this and that. And you know what? I really do take the feedback. Even of the people who I don't agree with or I feel that are completely insulting me. I try to take that feedback. But sometimes when you have people who are truly just vile, just corrosive, then yeah, you gotta tell them to F off. And the community that these people are from and promoting this kind of stuff, they understand that kind of stuff. But they also gotta understand that, you know, they're kind of part of agendas and movements that are doing that as like a career. Picking on people, being bigots. It's more than just like your beliefs, it's almost like control. And it's, I believe, what a lot of these people are actually trying to get away from as well. Why they don't like Christianity, the Bible. Because they're trying to get away from actions and things that people have done in the past. Badly representing things. And this happens in all versions, all things. Everything in our world, every culture, every walk of life when it comes to people. You know, has their little manipulations and their little things and things that they're not supposed to do, or things that people are tricking them into, or just mistakes. And if you believe in God or not, let's just say this: if you're a scientific coincidence or whatever you call it, we're almost perfect, basically. We don't need robots or anything. For the few people who believe that we were created by God, the results are there every single day. And if we begin to pay attention to what our world really is, we're going to make it very beautiful. We're going to get along much more better. And people are going to be happy for who they are for real without having to make some transformation. Once again, this video has extended too long because I begin to do what I'm doing right now. Just keep talking. Until next time, y'all take care. Goodbye.